Safaree Samuels may star on Love and Hip Hop, but right now the first thing that comes to mind when you hear his name isn't his music or his reality career or even his abs. Because everyone's heard that Meek Mill gave Safaree Samuels an epic beatdown outside of DJ Khaled's Bet Awards party. Well, now Safaree himself is speaking out, slamming Meek Mill as a coward and talking about what he plans to do next. While camera footage admittedly doesn't tell the whole story, it looks like Meek Mill pulls up and sends Safaree Samuels running. Then some men who appear to be Meek Mill's goons chase after Safaree and his entourage. Conveniently, Meek Mill and his associates are dressed in black and Safaree and his guys are dressed in white, because who doesn't love some simplified storytelling? Violence ensues. Meek Mill had apparently warned Safaree Samuels in advance to not show his face. Safaree and Meek Mill had been feuding over Nicki Minaj, if you recall. Over time, the feud expanded after they exchanged personal insults. Remember that these are grown-ass men, not hormonal 12-year-olds whose suddenly growing bodies are still too small to contain their adolescent rage. Meek Mill is 30. Safaree is old enough to run for president. This is not acceptable behavior for tweens, but this is outrageous for adults. In a statement to TMZ's cameras, Safaree calls Meek Mill a coward and generally slams him. In the hypermasculine world of rap and hip-hop, coward is an insult instead of just an honest description that most of us would give ourselves. At the end of the day, I've got to do what I've got to do. That sounds kind of ominously vague, but maybe Safaree just means that he's going on with life. He's a coward. I'm not. That's why I'm out here doing what I do. Basically, he's saying that he's not going to hide in fear of Meek Mill, even if he sure did run from him in that video. I'm not getting together with him. We think that he means that he's not going to try to speak one-on-one with Meek Mill, and who could blame him? He's got nothing to do with me and my real life. He's not on my level. For a grown man who's engaged in the sort of schoolyard feud that you usually only see in 80s movies, Safaree sounds almost level-headed. Almost? And he has some predictions to make about Meek Mill. He probably wouldn't do SHT again. We wouldn't bet on that, especially after these insults. But Safaree clarifies that he means that Meek, specifically, will probably let his goons or minions or henchmen or whatever they're called do his work for him, just as appeared to be the case in the video. He'd probably have a bunch of other people do it, but it is what it is. But it won't happen again. I'll tell you that much. We're guessing that maybe he's bringing guards with him, now. Of course, Safaree's also challenged Meek Mill to a fight, because apparently that's something that a 36-year-old adult does. But he's apparently not worried that Meek will take him up on this. There are no heroes in this story, folks. The worrying thing about this rhetoric is that, if the two of these ridiculous men escalate, things could get a lot less funny. Remember, sometimes rappers straight up kill each other when they're having feuds. There are other times when feuds are just for show, for their professional reputations, but that video looked awfully serious. At the end of the day, I've got to do what I've got to do. He's a coward. I'm not. That's why I'm out here doing what I do. I'm not getting together with him. He's got nothing to do with me and my real life. He's not on my level. He probably wouldn't do ST again. He'd probably have a bunch of other people do it, but it is what it is. But it won't happen again. I'll tell you that much.